It truly is a dream job for me. So that is what I do for a living, and I absolutely love it. So the fact that we couldn't get into all these properties because of him was a little bit aggravating. Not that I've moved backwards necessarily, but that I've come full circle. So it's kind of crazy what can happen when you surrender a dream. Hello friends, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. It has been a little bit since I've made a video. I just needed to take the pressure off of this comeback video and just do a very casual catch up on things. So that is what we're doing right now in order to get back into the swing of things. You may notice, if you're very observant, that I have different background surroundings, and this is not the permanent layout because things aren't even hung on the walls yet. So the big update that you will know from the title of this video is that we have moved. I am so happy to say that, and it also just happened so fast. It is something unexpected, and yeah, that is pretty much the primary reason for the hiatus. Also, summer's crazy. I ended up flying to Indiana for my first quarterly team days with my new work team. So that happened, and then we moved right when we got back. And so this is just kind of a little catch-up, casual update. So let's get into it. First, the last time that I saw you, I was working my very last week at my previous job up in Reno. So that was a little bit of a vlog of my last time working in Reno. I am a digital marketing specialist for an agency that is based out of Valparaiso, Indiana. So that is what I do for a living, and I absolutely love it. I work remote except for 4 quarterly team days that happen throughout the year. So I had my first trip going to the Midwest in June, and I will go again in September and in December of this year. I really enjoyed the first trip. It was so much fun. I loved getting to meet all of my coworkers. It truly is a dream job for me. Also, we have moved, so that is the other big update. So we actually were kind of loosely searching for a place. We had toured a few properties for potential purchasing with our real estate agent, and we had just been looking at the market for homes that we could upsize in. Our previous living situation was in a 3-bedroom townhome. So I will post the walkthrough right now of an empty apartment tour that I did at the very end after we had moved all of our stuff out. All right, so this is the upstairs. So when you come up the stairs here, you can walk back towards this bathroom, which it's always bothered me that this sink isn't centered because I feel like it should be right here, but instead it's over there with all this gapped counter space. So this is the bathroom. We actually put this mirror in, but we're just gonna go ahead and leave it. And then the shower. And then over here is the first bedroom. We have some storage here, which we used as bookshelves. And then this was Henry's room right here. So we kept his crib right here against this wall, and all of his stuff was in here. This room has kind of an awkward closet based on where the stairs are. You can't really use that portion of it, so that part is a little bit weird, but overall it was pretty deep. Those shelves go pretty far back. And then if you walk this way, this is what we used as our office. So we had a big desk right here. I loved this window. It let in such pretty light. So the sheriff's station is actually right back there. So whenever anyone would leave, we would see them drive out from the sheriff's station right there, because that's where all the cars would come out. So that's the sheriff's station. We got a little bit of mountain view behind the tree there, so we could see that if it was covered in snow. Over here is where you turn into the townhome. So this is facing the front. And then this was just our linen closet, another kind of awkwardly shaped closet. These triangle shelves were a little bit weird. It was very hard to stack any kind of towel on them. And then this long hallway led back to our master bedroom. So this one is definitely the deepest of the bedrooms, although not huge by any means. It was decent size. And so again, lots of windows. I loved how much windows this place had. Our view back here actually looked into some apartments. So this is our backyard. You can kind of see this is the shape and depth and length of it. It looks a little bit more narrow than it is from this view. And then this back is just like a run that you have access to all the back of the other townhomes that direction. But since we're on the very end, this is the fence that kind of keeps us all together. But there are apartments back here, so we can see them walk around, although you can't really see very well right now. You can kind of see, there you go. So yeah, we just kind of backed up directly to these apartments, and then there's the street side again. So that's the upstairs, huh, Kevies?
Yeah, that's upstairs.
So we lived in a 3-bedroom townhome right in downtown Carson City. We had actually lived in those townhomes for the last 5 years. We started off next door in a 2-bedroom where we had lived for 3.5 years, and then we moved over to the 3-bedroom for another 1.5 years. We definitely thought we'd be there for a little bit longer than 1.5 years, but we were very quickly outgrowing the space. We really wanted a garage. Where we live, it's a very snowy in the winter, and so having our cars uncovered all winter long was a struggle. It's just a constant, routine of defrosting them, heating up the car every single day in the winter, and it is a pain. It more so bothered my husband than for me, but he also was a daily commuter, whereas I was more of a sporadic commuter. And having a backyard for our dog and for our little baby boy Henry was a super big goal of ours as well. We also just needed some space to spread out, to be in an actual home. So as we were kind of loosely looking around, this opportunity to be in the home we're at right now came about, and it truly is crazy how it did. So this neighborhood actually is the neighborhood that I grew up in. I have lived in this neighborhood, or previously lived in this neighborhood, for 10 years. From the age of 8 to 18, I lived here, and I actually lived on this very street. So I am super adjacent to the house I grew up in. It is so strange. I was telling my mom this morning, I know that I'm moving forward in life, but in certain ways, I feel like not that I've moved backwards necessarily, but that I've come full circle, that now I'm here in the neighborhood I grew up in with my own family, raising my own family here. And so it's just a strange full circle kind of experience. I really just prioritized and wanted a neighborhood where we could, just feel like a family and be able to do all the fun little family things, like pass out candy on Halloween and just all of that stuff that neighborhood living brings. That had just kind of been on my mind, and we saw a few homes posted in this neighborhood, and almost all of them though said no pets, no dogs. And so that's why we were kind of looking more towards buying versus renting, because almost every rental home that was in our price range had a no pet policy, which is somewhat unrealistic, I would say, in this day and age where everyone has animals. And we also purposefully got a non-shedding dog so that it could be like rental home friendly, not like on purpose, but we were currently renting a home and we wanted it to be non-shedding so that we could, have a really easy maintenance, easy upkeep. He's really small. Our little golden doodle Kevin, he is 35 pounds, and here he is right now. He heard his name. He actually just really heard my husband Paul come home from work, so that's what he heard. So the fact that we couldn't get into all these properties because of him was a little bit aggravating. So I actually just felt motivated out of the blue. I reached out to one of the houses that we saw in this neighborhood saying, hey, I know that this home has a no pet policy. If you were to ever change the pet policy, I just want you to know that we would be interested in applying. and we have a small 30-pound non-shedding golden doodle. So we would love to apply if the policy were to change. And I don't know what motivated me to do this specifically to this home, but about 2 weeks after I had sent that message, I got a response back. And the response said, well, for this home, it is a firm no pet policy because of the HOA in that section of the neighborhood, but there's a home up the street that is going to be listed that allows pets, that will allow a dog. And they said, are you interested in seeing it? And so before it was posted, this property wasn't live, it was never posted, it was never online. And they said, hey, if you're interested, we'll send over pictures. They sent over a picture straight to my email inbox, and they said, hey, if you want to see it, you can tomorrow, and we won't post it online if you're interested. So I said, yes, let's do it. Don't post it, because right now in my area, the market is so competitive. If it were to post it, no doubt someone would be in there competing with us instantly. So we were able to tour the property, we were able to see it, no one else had seen it, it was on the market, and so we decided to go ahead and apply. Now, we decided to apply before I went on my trip to Indiana, and the application was very extensive. It's a property management company that really does their research, and so it took a very long time, like a few hours to complete the application, and a few back and forth getting records and all of that to finish it. Finished it right before I left. As I was in the airport about to take off on a plane, I get a phone call saying that we were approved for the property. And basically we were in this time crunch to move in because we had plans to go out of town for the 4th of July. The latest they wanted us in there was by July 1st. And as of this phone call, it was the 21st of June. And so we wouldn't have been able to actually move in July 1st weekend because of this out of town trip. So either we're paying rent without being in the house, paying an extra month of rent at our old place, or we just really hustle to make it happen and move in super fast. So that is what we ended up having to do. So thankfully our old landlord at our townhome, we had a really good relationship with him. We were already on a, open month-to-month lease, so it was easy to get out of it. And so truly, after I landed back home from that trip, the next day we moved. And so we had to pack up everything and move all within 24 hours. To say it was hectic is stating it lightly. That's the story about how we ended up in this new home. It truly felt like just a, coming together of perfect opportunities, perfect timing. It was something that we were praying about, and truly it was one of those situations where we had toured a few properties, we looked at the market, and I was honestly thinking, maybe it's just not in the cards for us to move anytime soon. And then this opportunity the next day came available, just popped into my inbox. So it's kind of crazy what can happen when you surrender a dream, and when you give it back up to God, it can come right back down to you. So that is kind of the story about how we ended up moving into this now home. So the next big adult life move is going to be to buy a home, but for now renting is perfect for our season. So I am very excited to be in this new place. Can't wait to do some videos, moving in and kind of decorating and optimizing some of these rooms, getting new furniture pieces, things like that. I can't wait to bring you along for that journey, for that ride with us. So thank you so much for watching this video, for having a little life update with me. I cannot wait to catch you in the next one. Bye, friends.